Hey everyone, it's Chris from HashRelay.net, bringing you another early morning market update. Seen some growth in the overall markets for the night. Global market cap sitting at $426 billion. Daily trading volumes, $18.5 billion. Bitcoin's still holding on to that 34.5% dominance. Bitcoin's price shot up over $8,700. Ethereum sitting at $860. Still a continued sea of green in the altcoins. Another out of the gate early starter, an eCoin here. We saw Ucoin or Ucash yesterday. It is now at 19 cents. So in less than 12 hours, it's doubled in price. That's pretty good for Ucash. I don't know anything about that coin, except that it's had almost 1,000% gains in 24 hours. If we shoot over the markets, we can see Bitcoin's got a nice strong green candle over the night, coming up to test this uptrend line. Hopefully it can break through the upper wick here of this candle from a couple of days ago. That'll give us some excellent momentum to continue on through. We've got a good crossover on the MACD now, starting to show some bars on the positive side of the histogram. And the RSI is angling upwards quite nicely. Not quite as strong a green candle on Ethereum, but still showing some positive signs here. We've got a good area to consolidate in for Ethereum, so hopefully we can see some sideways movement or positive movement at best. Looks like the MACD is angling closer to that yellow line. RSI is coming up to that 50. Litecoin, much the same, still out of its downtrend, coming up to touch this uptrend line here. Again, another crossover on the MACD, a few short bars on the histogram on the positive side, and we're coming up towards that 50 line here. Still showing a little bit of consolidation for Neo. Shorter candle than we saw yesterday, so we'll probably continue to consolidate over to this intersection here. We're still trending down on the MACD. Still some fairly short bars on the south side of this histogram, but we got getting a decent bounce off of this 50 line, so hopefully that will give it some propulsion forward. Steam is losing its uptrend line, dipping a little lower, getting a little slightly more divergent on the MACD, a little longer bar on the histogram. Drawing away from the 50 line, which is not a good sign. We'd like to see it pick back up. Not much change in Komodo either, still consolidating a little bit also. As long as it holds this uptrend line, we should consolidate over to this intersection. Very flat on the MACD, very flat on the histogram, and slightly angling downwards on the RSI. Moving to Vertcoin, we can see that it is breaking out of its downtrend line. We'd like to see a little bit more strength to keep it above this line. Getting a good crossover on the MACD here, getting some length in these bars on the positive side of the histogram. It flattened out pretty nicely on the RSI, but we're still under that 50 line, so positive indicators should give that a good uptick towards the 50, and that'll give us some positive momentum for Vertcoin. Quanstamp's got another little bit of a positive day here. Still fairly short on the candles, so we're likely to see some consolidation. Still hasn't managed to cross over on the RSI or the histogram, but it's working towards it. Getting a little bit of a bounce up off of this 50 line on the RSI. Lumen's also consolidating towards this intersection. Still south of the yellow line on the MACD. Still negative on the histogram. But we're pretty flat. Maybe a tiny angle upwards towards that 50 line on the RSI. So we'll be looking to see some positive movements for Lumen here in the next couple of days. Cardano losing some ground on this, just lost the uptrend line. Still likely to trade inside this channel here. Very flat on the MACD. Potentially coming up to meet this yellow line in the next couple of days. Very short bars on the histogram. Angling down away from that 50 line on the RSI, so I'd like to see it keep above that 30, pick back up above that 50, obviously. Some more weakness in ELF also. They're grazing right along this uptrend line, but negative candles could push it below that shortly. We're seeing some additional divergence in the MACD, some longer bars in the histogram, and a flattening out on the RSI. Poet's gaining some small grounds and positive. You can see that they're coming up to test the MACD here. Got very tiny bars on the histogram, and we have angled above this 50 line on the RSI. So those are some pretty positive signs for Poet. And I guess that'll be it for my morning update. If you guys have any other coins you'd like me to review, go over, or any tools or indicators that you'd like me to experiment with on this trading view, go ahead and leave me a comment below. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, give me a like, share with all your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can stay abreast anytime I upload a new video. If you're on Steam, go ahead and upvote, re-Steam, or follow me, and I will definitely follow you back. For now, this is Chris from Hash Relay, and as always, I'll talk to y'all later.